It's the Peaky Blinders. That was terrible. I'm gonna talk about Peaky Blinders, the first episode of season 1, and I think I'll do full spoilers too. I'm gonna go episode by episode, full spoilers, and see where this goes. I think I'm gonna try the pinhead method on this show of 3 strikes you're out kind of thing. You know, I'm gonna watch 3 episodes and see how it goes, and I'll review them on this channel, and we'll take it from there. And if it's good, I'll continue watching it. Quick backstory: I watched the first episode of Peaky Blinders when the series first premiered in 2013, and I stopped and I was like, you know, I don't know if it's for me. It seems kind of slow. Blah, 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 blah. Excuses. And then fast forward to 2021, and like, it's got a massive following, you know? So I'm like, okay, maybe I missed something about it and I should watch it again. And so here we are. Full spoilers on episode 1 of season 1. We're going in. Birmingham, England, 1919. I have to say that opening scene with Cillian Murphy's character, Thomas, it set the mood perfectly. It also was a good way to quickly world build and to see everything unfold as he's riding the horse through the street. You know, you're getting a sense of the environment. It's really, really well shot. And the opening song, interesting, Red Right Hand. I wasn't really expecting that for this type of feel, but it fit, and I liked it. I really did like it. It fit well. This is also coming off the heels of the Great War, which is World War I. To see these soldiers kind of like try to weave their way back into daily life is really sad to watch, but it's also, again, a good way to show you what time that we're in. It's really sad to watch, and we're seeing levels of PTSD with everybody so far in this first episode, which is kind of crazy. More so Danny's character with the entrance into the bar, you know, going crazy, and his level of PTSD is a lot higher than I would say the other guys. Watching him just tear up the bar out of fear and frustration was heartbreaking, but it was really good because it puts you in the moment and the time that they're living in. Sam Neill. Now this is weird because the last time I saw Sam Neill was Jurassic Park. It's strange to me to see him come in as a detective, and not just a detective, but like he's aggressive. And he'll do whatever it takes to get the job done. You see that when he's interrogating Arthur, and he'll do whatever it takes. He's Irish, right? I could be totally wrong on that accent. I think he's Irish. So far in this show, it seems that the detectives and the criminal world are both dirty and gritty and just an absolute mess. Like, there is no good or bad. It feels very gray. They did some more world building with his character too when he's entering the city in the carriage and he's just looking around at the mess that Birmingham is at this time. It's again a good way to show you the environment, to show you the time that we're in, and it was really well done. I enjoyed that. It's still weird for me to see Sam Neill this way, but I mean I like it. I mean I'm not knocking that he can do it. He's doing a great job so far. No. I think I heard this somewhere. They called cops coppers back in the day because their badge was made out of copper, right? Let's take a gander, shall we? I could be talking out of my butt, but that's okay. So the reason why Sam Neill's character even came into the whole situation was because that Thomas found some guns that were pretty high end and decided to hide them for the time being. I mean, we're seeing this weird transition into making the Peaky Blinders a little bit bigger, or a lot bigger, I should say. And Thomas is at the front of that. He wants to just make it big, right? And it's getting dangerous because this detective, Sam Neill's character, is coming in and is gonna wreak havoc and poke holes in their fun. So this character Grace comes into the bar and she's looking for a job. It's a little too gritty for her, according to the bartender, and he's telling her to get out of here, you know, but she works her way in and she gets the job. And then we find out at the end of the episode that she's an undercover detective for Sam Neill's character, and you're like, well, that's kind of strange, you know? So Grace's father was killed by the IRA, and that's a lot of information in one episode. Something like that I could see them telling us later, like 3 episodes down the line. That one seemed a little forced to me, but I'm not sure. Considering how her character goes, I'm sure it was the smart choice, but as of right now, it just seemed like really like forced to get that in there. So much happened in this episode. Like, they crammed a lot in, what was it, like 50 something minutes. They crammed so much in this, and it's a good start. but it was a lot. It was a lot to get, and we'll see if they keep doing that. That's the other thing about the women in this show, is that they're pretty hardcore too. You're seeing that they're just as gritty and rough as the men are, and that they're molded by this world that they're living in as well, and it's pretty rough. They seem on equal playing grounds with at least Thomas's character, it seems like, and they have definitely an equal say over a lot of things. So far, as from what I see, I could be totally wrong continuing, but as of right now, that's what I'm seeing. I also foresee Grace and Thomas like getting together. I don't know if I'm right about that, but that's my prediction for later. Oh, and then we find out that Churchill also sent Sam Neill, the detective, to go after these guns. It's cool to see Churchill, like a big name in history, being shown in this show. It's nice. And he's pretty ruthless. He seems pretty ruthless too. He's coming off as really aggressive, and I guess you'd have to be in that time. So then we see Danny again, and he's having another PTSD episode in the middle of the street, and ends up killing an Italian man who's running a business right next to where he decided to calm down, I guess, and take a breather. But the idiot pulled a knife on him. I mean, like, I get why he freaked out. It was totally understandable. But that ended up biting him in the butt later, because, you know, they had, in order to like not go to war with the Italians, Tommy had to kill him by showing him mercy, killing him in front of the two Italian guys that were making sure the job was gonna get done, you know? I didn't expect them to fake his death. That was interesting to me. And he said it was like sheep's blood in the bullet. I'm not really sure how. I mean, I'm sure it's possible, but like I can't picture how it's done. So that was interesting. And I think he will probably become a very important character later on. He'll probably have a lot of character development from what I'm guessing. Again, I could be totally wrong. Who knows, they might kill him in the next episode. I have no idea. I'm having a little bit of a hard time like grabbing the family dynamic and who's related to who, but I know I'll get better at that as the show goes on. I'll figure out who's who, and the same thing happened to me with Game of Thrones. Like, it took me forever to know who was who and to like remember names, but I'll get it. So I don't know, this first episode hasn't really like grabbed me yet. I'm definitely along for the ride, but like I said before, I think I'm gonna try the pinhead on this one and watch 3 episodes, and if I'm not liking it by the 3rd episode, you know, you're out kind of thing. 3 strikes, you're out, as they say. The world building and the acting is fantastic so far. I am already immersed into the world. I am already interested, at least in Tommy's character and Sam Neill's character. Those are the 2 that I am most interested in right now. I'm intrigued by Danny's character only because they faked his death and they're putting him in London right now. I'm curious to see where that goes and to see how much his character evolves. The character Grace, I think, will probably just end up falling in love with Thomas, because, you know, Thomas doesn't want anybody, so I think Thomas will like want Grace, and then Grace and him will get together. I think she'll just end up joining the Peaky Blinders, and her whole aspect and mindset will change towards them. That's pretty, I mean, to me that's pretty far-fetched, but we'll see. If they do something else, that'd be kind of cool. I would like that a lot if they did something else. I wanted to mention too, I'm not a big fan of English shows or movies. With that said, I will watch them. I enjoyed Downton Abbey, and I can't believe I'm saying that. I saw Downton Abbey because my wife was watching it at the time, and like I actually enjoyed it. I was quite surprised about how much I enjoyed it and how well that show was written and made. And I hope that Peaky Blinders changes my first impression on this episode and really just takes me and just drags me along and shows me what a good show this is. I understand it has a really big following and a huge love from the fans. I mean, so far it seems like they're pulling no punches whatsoever. It's a good start. I'm liking it so far. It's a good start. It is slow, but it's interesting, and I enjoy the aesthetic and the feel so far. Who knows, my opinion might change as time goes on, and why and how I like the show, or if I even continue to like the show. We'll see how it goes. All right, I think I'll wrap it up there. If you guys don't know already, I do a podcast, FilmakerMike and the Boys. I'll put a link to one of our latest episodes. And with that said, on to the next episode of Peaky Blinders.